Here are thoughts offered by some of the greatest scientists in history. First, Hippocrates and in 400 BC. His quotation was, "Science begets knowledge, opinion begets ignorance." Hippocrates differentiates between knowledge derived from the science and beliefs based on personal opinions. Science leads to true understanding while relying on opinion leads to ignorance. The second one came from Alfred North Whitehead in 1990. His quotation was, "The aim of science is to seek the simplest explanation of complex facts. We are apt to fall into the error of thinking that the facts are simple because simplicity is the goal of our quest. The guiding motto in the life of every natural philosopher should be seek simplicity and distrust it." Whitehead states that science aims to simplify complex phenomena by finding the most straightforward explanations. He warns against assuming that facts are inherently simple just because scientists seek simplicity. He advises scientists to always seek simple explanation but to also be skeptical and question those explanations. The third one is Frederick Soddy in 1912. His quotation was, "The real value of science is in the getting and those who have tested and pleasure of discovery alone what science is. A problem solved is dead. A world without problems to be solved would be devoid of science." Soddy highlights that the true essence of science lies in the process of discovery itself. The joy of finding something new is what defines science. He also points out that science thrives on unsolved problems. Once a problem is solved, it ceases to be a focus of scientific inquiry, and a world without problem would mean to the end of scientific progress. The next one is Dmitry Mendeleev in 1901. The quotation was, "It is the function of science to discover the existence of a general reign in order of nature and to find the causes governing this order. And this refers in equal measure to the relation of a man, as social and political, and to the entire universe as a whole." Mendeleev suggests that science aims to uncover the underlying order in nature and understand its causes. He extends this to human relation and the entire universe, implying that science selects to find universal principles that governs everything. The next one is Charles Darwin in 1887. Science consists of grouping facts so that the general law of conclusion may be drawn from them. Darwin emphasized that science is about collecting and organizing data or grouping facts to identify patterns and derive broader principles that reflects the empirical approach of science where observations leads to theories. The next one is J. Robert Oppenheimer in 1953. It is a profound and necessary truth that the deep things in science are not found because they are useful. They are found because it was possible to find them. Oppenheimer argues that the most significant scientific discoveries are not driven by their potential useful but by the sheer possibility of making them. He implies that the pursuit of knowledge for its own sake is what leads to the most profound insights. And the next one is Lise Meitner in 1953. Science makes people reach unselfishly for truth and objectivity. It teaches people to accept reality with wonder and admiration, not to mention the deep awe and delight that the natural order of things brings to the true scientist. Meitner suggests that science fosters a selfless pursuit of truth and objectivity. It encourages people to accept reality with a sense of wonder and admiration. It brings profound awe and delight to those who truly understand the natural order. The next one is Galileo Galilei in 1610. In science, the opinions of 1,000 are not worth as much as one tiny spark of reason an individual man. Galilei emphasized that primary of reason and individual insight in science over popular opinion. He asserts that even if a vast number of people hold a particular belief, it does not carry as much weight as a single personal ration, understanding, and evidence based on conclusion. And the eighth one is Albert Einstein in 1951. Science is a wonderful thing if one does not have to earn one's living at it. One should earn one's living by work of which one is sure one is capable. Only when we do not have to be accountable to anybody can we find joy in specific scientific endeavor. Einstein suggests that science is the best pursued when free from financial pressures and external accountability. He believes that the true joy in scientific exploration comes when one is not forced to do it for a living but can pursue it out of a genuine interest and capability. And the last one is Marie Curie in 1923. Her quotation was, "Our society, in which reigns an eager desire for riches and luxury, does not understand the value of science. It does not realize that science is a most precious part of moral patrimony, nor does it take sufficient cognizance of the fact that science is at the base of all progress that lightens the burden of life and lessens its sufferings." Curie criticized a society overly focused on wealth and luxury, arguing that it fails to appreciate the true worth of science. She emphasizes that science is a fundamental moral value and the foundation of progress that improves life and alleviated suffering. And that's all for the thoughts offered by some of the greatest scientists in history.